Leo the Lion King, the quest for the water of life, in the vast African savanna, where the sun blazed fiercely and the tall grasses rustled in the dry wind, lived a noble lion named Leo, the king of all the animals. Leo wasn't just strong and powerful, he was wise and kind, ruling over the savanna with fairness and compassion. Every creature, from the tiniest ant to the tallest giraffe, respected him for his courage and his big heart. But one summer, the rains didn't come as they usually did. The rivers dried up, the grass turned brown, and the waterholes that once sparkled under the sun were now just patches of cracked earth. The animals were growing desperate. The elephants trumpeted in distress. The zebras and gazelles looked thin and weak as they searched for water in the dusty plains. Even the birds had trouble finding places to drink. The savanna was thirsty, and everyone turned to their wise king, Leo, for help. One morning, as the sun began to rise, the animals gathered in the shade of a great acacia tree, where Leo sat with his majestic golden mane shining in the light. Tama, a young zebra, stepped forward, her eyes filled with worry. "King Leo, the savanna is drying up," she said softly. "If we don't find water soon, we won't survive. Can you help us?" Leo's heart ached at the sight of his thirsty friends. He knew that without water, the animals of the savanna were in great danger. But Leo also knew of an ancient legend, the legend of the water of life, a hidden spring said to lie deep within the mystic mountains, a place few had dared to go. Leo stood tall, his deep voice calm but filled with determination.
"There's hope," he said.
"I've heard of a magical spring, the water of life, hidden in the mystic mountains. If we can find it, the water will flow again, and the savanna will be saved." The animals murmured in awe. "The mystic mountains? But they're so far, and the path is dangerous," whispered Zazu, an old bird who had seen many seasons. Leo nodded. "It won't be easy, but I will go. I cannot let my kingdom suffer." "I'll come too," piped up Tolly, a brave little meerkat, her tail twitching with excitement. "And I will fly ahead to scout the path," offered Zazu, flapping his wings. "Thank you, my friends," Leo said, his voice warm with gratitude. "Together, we will find the water of life." And so, the great journey began. Leo, with his powerful stride, led the way, while Tolly darted beside him, quick and nimble. Zazu soared above, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon. As they traveled across the dry savanna, the animals they passed, giraffes, antelopes, and even the tiny insects, watched them with hope in their hearts. Days passed as they ventured toward the mystic mountains. The sun blazed overhead, and the ground cracked beneath their feet, but Leo never wavered. His golden eyes were always focused on the path ahead. As they reached the base of the mountains, the terrain became rocky and steep. But Leo climbed with strength and grace, Tolly bouncing along the rocks, and Zazu flying above to guide them. "We're getting closer," Zazu called down from the sky. "I can see the mountain peak, and I feel a cool breeze." But just as they started to feel hopeful, a deep rumbling echoed through the mountains. Rocks began to tumble down the path, and a large wild boar, named Masa, blocked their way, his tusks gleaming. "What are you doing here?" Masa snorted. "This is my mountain, and no one passes without my permission." Leo stepped forward, his muscles tense but his eyes calm. "We seek the water of life, for the savanna is dying. The animals need water, or they won't survive." Masa frowned, his eyes narrowing. "Many have tried to find the water of life, but none have succeeded. Why should I believe you'll be any different?" "Because we're not looking for it just for ourselves," Leo said, his voice steady. "We're looking for it to save all the creatures of the savanna. We need your help." Masa stared at Leo, surprised by his words. He was used to animals only thinking of themselves, but Leo's selflessness moved him. "If you are truly doing this for the good of all," Masa grumbled, "then I will help you. I know a hidden path that leads to the spring." With Masa leading the way, Leo, Tolly, and Zazu followed the hidden path deep into the heart of the mystic mountains. The air grew cooler, and the rocky cliffs gave way to lush greenery. Finally, After what felt like a lifetime of searching, they reached a beautiful clearing. In the center of the clearing was a sparkling pool of water, fed by a gentle spring that bubbled up from the earth. The water shimmered like diamonds, clear and pure. It was the water of life. "We found it!" Tali cheered, her eyes wide with wonder. Leo dipped his paw into the water, feeling its coolness against his fur. He smiled, his heart full of hope. The Savannah will live. Using their strength, Leo and Masa helped carry large, smooth stones to form channels that would direct the water from the spring down the mountains and into the dry rivers of the Savannah. Zazu flew ahead to spread the news to the animals back home, while Tali bounced excitedly by Leo's side. As the water began to flow down the mountain, a miracle happened. The dry riverbeds began to fill, the grass turned green, and the animals drank deeply from the fresh, cool water. The Savannah, once on the brink of disaster, came back to life. When Leo and his friends returned, they were greeted with cheers and roars of gratitude. The elephants trumpeted, the zebras danced, and even the smallest ants lifted their heads in thanks. "You saved us, King Leo!" Tama cried, tears of joy in her eyes. Leo smiled, his golden mane catching the light of the setting sun. "We did it together," he said, looking at Tali, Zazu, and even Masa, who had become their unexpected ally. "The water of life belongs to all of us, just as the Savannah does." From that day on, the water flowed freely, and the animals of the Savannah lived in harmony, always remembering the brave journey their king had taken to save them. And Leo? He continued to lead with strength, wisdom, and a heart as big as the Savannah itself.